Hey guys, welcome to another Quicksave Review with me, RC. Guys, a Quicksave Review is basically a Let's Play combined with a review with the game that I am currently playing. And today, we're playing Awesome P 2. The Awesome P series continues. And this P has gotten a little bit more awesome, which is, I'm very happy to say. You play as a little P guy, basically you're platforming, you can double jump, that's really your only ability, and you collect coins. So if you played the first game, it's, you know, basically second verse same as the first, you know what I'm saying? It is the exact same game, except it has a fresh coat of paint on it. The graphics have been completely, well, maybe not completely, but they have been redone quite a bit. And it does look pretty nice. We'll jump into the next level here. Namely, you notice that Awesome P now has more animation associated with him, which is really nice, especially with the jumps. In the first one, when he had a double jump, he didn't do anything. He just kind of like moved. He just shifted it in the air. He didn't really have an animation. But now he actually does this thing where he spins his face around, which I think is a perfect animation. You see a little tiny cloud under him, and then his face turns around. So I'm really glad they added that in there because, man, that is a piece of polish and style that games need. You got to have like a different look for your double jump. I know it seems like to, you know, be one of those things, you know, of course it does, but, you know, when you have a game that doesn't have it, you know. Regardless, though, one thing I want to point out before we get completely into the game here is that the development team is really supporting this game. They're supporting this series. One example that I can show you is that they've done a few updates just within the first week of release for this game. So, for example, you see the saw blade that's going back and forth right here in this area. This saw blade, it was doing this. It was going like, whoa, like crazy back and forth. And I pointed it out, I'm like, this isn't the way this game is supposed to be, right? Because it was super, super janky. And it turns out they had some kind of weird animation thing in the game, and they ended up fixing it with a day or two of me posting about it on Steam. So the developers are listening, and they're trying to make things better, which is great. However, one of the things from the first game is still prevalent in this game, which is they use the same colors for platforms that you can't actually fall onto. So, for example, these two vertical platforms where there's two, you know, blades going up and down them, you cannot fall on top of those. You will fall right through and hit the blade, even though they are the same color as the ground you're stepping on. So, my question is, why are those not another color? Why are those not another shade of green? Why do they not just have a dark border with the same light green that's in the background? I don't know. But it's really infuriating when you see something in a Game Boy Color scheme that you think you could jump onto because it's got the same color as your ground, and you can't. So that makes a return, and I'm very, very, I gotta say, I'm pretty mad about that. I don't normally get mad about games, but like when it's obvious that something should be you know, like a platform should be something I could jump onto, and I can't, I get a little pissed off. I really do, because it's like, oh, now you're teaching me things that I couldn't have known right out, like at this point. At this point, there's no way. So I'll just show you, for example. So you fall right through it. I was so irritated. I just can't even put it into words. So here, we're gonna actually back out of this level here. I'm gonna show you where I left off here. We're not gonna make this a super long video, just because, you know, like I said, this game is sort of more of the first game, but just a little bit prettier. Enemies have gotten a revamped look. The saw blades look a bit different. The coins look nice. They have a really nice animation. Awesome P has a good animation. The levels themselves look nicer. All in all, they just like added a graphical overhaul. But the gameplay itself seems pretty similar. Here are some more of those like saw blade things that we shouldn't really be able to jump through, but we can. So this is the level I left off on because in Awesome P, like I said, in part 2 here, it's more of the same from the first game, right? So, what you're getting here are levels that are, in my opinion, entirely too long for their own good. This game has, I think, 24 or 25 levels in it, and quite honestly, it should be a game of like 50 really short levels, but instead I keep jumping on that stupid saw blade. It should be like 50 short levels as opposed to like 24 or 25 semi-long levels. This one has a mix. There are a couple levels that are pretty short. You can get through them pretty quickly. And that's one of my other sort of things with the game as well, is that the level difficulty doesn't really gradually go up. It's not a perpetual difficulty spike. It's an instant difficulty spike. You'll notice a instant difference when you play level 0 to level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Like, you're gonna notice they flip-flop, and where, like, level 3, I think, was, like, a little bit easier than the other levels, and it's really strange. Like, why wasn't that level 1 after 0, the tutorial level? I couldn't tell you. But it's really strange that they decided to go that route. If they decided that levels were gonna be this long, though, I really wish they would have put, like, little checkpoints in there, or made checkpoints an option for players. Sometimes the difficulty of this game it feels like it's not really on the player. You know, it feels like it's through weird, archaic design decisions, like I said, like including bricks that you can't actually jump onto that you think you can. Other times, it's because you fell accidentally down a hole, and there was something down there that you couldn't have planned for, so you gotta, like, kind of do, like, a trial and error thing with the game to, like, figure out if you're supposed to jump down there at a certain time or not. And that could be really infuriating. That is one of my biggest pet peeves with platforming games, the ones with a scrolling screen that you can't really prepare yourself for as you go forward. One of the other things I want to point out, too, is the fact that these saw blades that are on the bottom, you have no idea where they start and stop. Like, there really should be a bar that kind of shows, like, the beginning and end of where they're going to go, because right now, like, you know, I have no idea where's safe to jump on the ground, where isn't, at what time. And I guess you could consider that to be, like, a difficulty thing, but, like, I don't know. I think it's pretty lame, to be honest. Hey, we got through that level. I was kind of stuck there a little bit. Let's see what this next level's all about. Oh, this is interesting. So, Awesome P2 has included a good amount of music in it. I don't know if it's all been created for the game or not, but it's music that I feel really fits the game well. Oh, jeez. So whoever did the music, whether it was actually created for the game or it was, you know, royalty-free music that was picked for it, I think they did a really, really good job picking the music for it. Alright, land here. Oh, this is gonna get sticky. Wow, those things are moving quick. Ah! Can I jump over those? Yes, I can. Oh! This is not... Oh my god. This is getting really sticky here. Oh, jeez. Well, it's pointing down, so maybe we just drop it down here. Oh no, those... Okay. Also, that's another thing. You should not have a arrow pointing down to optional things. You should have an arrow pointing down to where you actually need to go. So, you know, Awesome P... You know, I'm still on the fence with this series. Like, even... Oh, jeez, I couldn't make it over that. Even the first game, I wasn't completely enthralled by. And this one is better than the first one, but still, like, needs a little bit more TLC. I don't know, maybe they'll get it right with Awesome P3. And it's not so much that this is just a bad game. I guess maybe I'm just spoiled by better platformers. I don't know. But I will say it's it's really hard to play a game like Awesome P and not critique it for all these things when you just got done playing a really, really awesome platformer like Guacamelee 2, which I just finished, is quite good. I know it's unfair to compare such a small indie game to something like that, but still, like, that is sort of what's going on in my brain here. I'm like, why would I play this over that? You know what I mean? And I usually give a lot of credit to indie games, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like minimal improvements between the first and the second one here. not bad, but you know, if you like the first, you're gonna love the second because it's a little bit better. That's kind of where we're at. It's a sort of like, you know, graphically it's better, but gameplay wise it's kind of in the same boat, and that's what I feel like needs to change the most. There's certain gameplay decisions I feel like need to change. I don't know, maybe the third one could be an open world, and then it could open up a whole other can of worms. I don't know, but sorry guys, I'm not feeling super hot on this one. I normally really like platformers too. I'm a huge platformer fan, but this one's just not doing a whole lot for me, unfortunately. But guys, yeah, that is Awesome P2. I want to thank you for watching, and of course, I will see you all next time on the next Quicksave Review. See you then.